I've got good news for you, and I've got some bad news. The bad news is your marketing probably sucks. The good news, it's pretty easy to fix. I'm Kevin Davis from Detailers Helper, and today we'll be talking about that. The main way I come up with topics for these videos is just to observe what's going on around me, primarily the Facebook news feed and that sort of thing. And what I'm seeing recently, I've been seeing a bunch of posts for flyers and websites and Facebook ads and that kind of thing. And I'm seeing sort of the same mistakes over and over again. This is going to be a pretty short video. What I want to do is just teach you how to identify what's going wrong and how to fix it. The main thing that I'm seeing is that the marketing collateral is really just a waste. It's stuff that looks really pretty, but is not going to help you get more business. And it's just because it's missing some basic elements. Let me give you an example. Lady comes in, 2004 Suburban. She's got 4 kids. She's in because, just like all kids, they've trashed the interior of this vehicle. So she comes in, she wants you to do an interior service. In the meantime, you see that her paint sucks. On this Suburban. She's probably run it through the car wash a million times or scrubbed it with a broom or vice versa or all of that. Or let her kids draw on the side of it with the rock. So what you do is you decide without talking to her that basically you want to do a really good post on the internet, and so you take a 50-50 and you polish out the paint. You do a full 3-step. The paint looks awesome. It's beautiful. You've got bragging rights and all that stuff. Well, the problem is that when that customer comes to pick up her Suburban, she could absolutely care less. You've done all of this work, you've spent all this time, and it's a complete waste of time because unless she's an idiot, she's not going to pay you to do a 3-step on a 99 Suburban. I mean, obviously there may be some reason for that, but it's highly, highly unlikely. So this is kind of what you probably are doing in your marketing. You've spent all this time either doing it yourself or hiring someone else to do it. They've made it look absolutely beautiful. You've got pictures of Ferraris and Lamborghinis and all of that kind of stuff all over your marketing. You've got the colors just right, the formatting just right. You've got your prices, you've got your services, you've got all of that stuff, and it looks great. And you're about to print it, pay $1.50 a piece or 75 cents a piece. It doesn't really matter what it costs and how many you're going to order. But you've forgotten what the main purpose is for this marketing collateral. It's to turn your collateral into money. So your job is to make things that turn people into customers and get your bookings up. So this is typically what I'm seeing. I'm seeing these marketing materials. I call it marketing collateral. That's sort of an industry term for marketing, but it's stuff like flyers and websites and Facebook posts and all of that kind of stuff, but they're missing some crucial elements. The first thing is you have no call to action, so there's no way to tell the customer where to go in order to book their appointment. You've missed the idea of identifying some problems for them, and you've missed how your services solve those problems. So let me give you sort of those 3 things in the order that I usually follow. First of all, you need to identify the problems that you can solve. So in this case, let's give this Suburban as an example again. People hate dirty interiors, and if they have kids, they have dirty interiors. So that's the problem. The way that you solve it is that you provide high-end interior detailing services that can clean their vehicle, you can disinfect it, you can make them look good. If they're selling it, they can get more money for it because it's not trashed. All of those kind of things. That's the solution to the problem you've identified. So when you do your marketing, what you need to do is you need to design the marketing to trigger that pain, to show the viewer or the user that this is the pain they have, whether visually through some 50-50s, clever marketing language, any of those kind of things, so that you can actually show them what that pain point is and trigger it emotionally in their mind, because purchasing is typically an emotional transaction. Then what you're going to do is you're going to show in that same materials how you solve that problem. So whether it's through text again, through back into that 50-50. Maybe in the first part you're just showing a dirty interior. In the second part you're going to show the 50-50 that shows that dirty interior and what it would look like afterwards, so that you're showing a cause and effect and causality for what the pain is, what the problem is, and how you can solve it. And so then you're going to give whatever supporting information you want to do in order to get that going, multiple pictures, some text, that kind of thing. The main element that I'm seeing missing is the call to action. So the most important part of this is that you want to turn this person from a viewer of your material into a buyer of your product or service. So for most detailers, it's going to be something where they're going to call in, email, that kind of thing, depending on what the format is. Obviously, if it's a hard copy flyer or something, then they would either have an email address, a web address, a QR code, a phone number, any of those kind of things. The point is we want to get them to get in touch with us so that we can then turn that into a sale. So you have to have a call to action. And you need to use some different triggers again in order to get them to do that call to action. Stuff like, we have a limited time sale, or don't delay, or you're wasting money on your resale, or your kids are going to get sick, or whatever those kind of thing is. So we have sort of this prompt for the call to action, and then we give them the action step, which is, call, email, go to our website. You may include a coupon or those kind of things. So we've got identify the pain, we've got how you can solve the pain, and we've got your call to action. Those three main steps, and then it's just a matter of getting everything to line up, everything to be communicative in a very simple and easy to follow fashion. It doesn't make any sense if you're going to spend a ton of time, a ton of money on graphics and fonts and colors and all that stuff if you're not doing those three things. And let me just say this, in most cases, the language is the most important thing. The overall look and feel of it is not as crucial. Now, if it looks like a 5-year-old designed it, then that's going to be important. But you don't have to pay someone $400 to design a flyer or some other small electronic component to your marketing. It just needs to be clean, and it needs to get them to follow the call to action as soon as possible. So I'll give you an example on a product side, which is Detailer's Helper. So the pain may be you're wasting time or you're not making enough money. Those two things sort of go hand in hand. I may be able to identify that, oh, you're dropping your coating bottles, which cost a crap load, that sort of thing. So that's the pain. The way that I solve that is through my tool belt, which allows you to carry your stuff. You're going to be able to be faster, and you're going to be able to make more money because of that. The call to action is basically I may provide a coupon code to be able to go to the website and purchase the belt or extra bags at a discount. And so there we've got the pain, how I solve it, and the call to action is for a limited time, you've got this coupon, go to this website, buy the product, and you'll be able to solve the pain that I've created for you. So in detailing, another example may be like we talked about with the Suburban, but let's talk about a different one. So these guys that have these high-end cars, they're very image conscious for the most part, and so you may be able to identify something and play it on with some humor, but have a neighbor across the fence making fun of some guy's car because it's dirty, that sort of thing. So you sort of get that keeping up with the Joneses kind of identification, which some people do. You can solve it through perfecting the paint, making it look clean, doing a coating or something like that so it stays clean, and then it makes the other guy jealous. So you've got sort of language and imagery along that, and then the next one is, so the action might be make the Joneses keep up with you, and then you have a call to action is, limited time only, get ceramic coating for $100 off with the purchase of correction services. So there's your call to action for that. So there's those three steps. So a couple of different examples. I hope that helps. Just go through and examine the things that you're doing. Talk to your designer if you're hiring a designer to make sure that those elements are put in there, and then try to get creative. Go on the internet and find different, look up call to actions, look up examples, and so you can see in different businesses. For detailing, just look up service-based industries and examples, and that'll show you what you need. So again, I hope that helps. I'm Kevin Davis doing what I do so you can do what you do better. Don't forget to check out detailershelper.com. And if you use coupon code ROI, you can save $10 on your Detailer's Helper. So there's your call to action. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.